Our second inductee in the athletes category is Khalid El-Amin of Minneapolis North. El-Amin, an incredible playmaking point guard with an ever-present smile yet a tenacious grit, is widely considered perhaps the best high school boys basketball player from Minnesota. When the Minnesota State High School League celebrated its 100th season of boys basketball, the St. Paul Pioneer Press listed him as the top player ever in Minnesota. In 3 state tournament appearances with Minneapolis North, the charismatic playmaker was virtually unstoppable in leading the Polars to 3 championships.
I try to keep it in perspective, but it is a tremendous honor. It is to be voted the #1 high school player of all time with such players that Minnesota has developed, Kevin McHale, Tyus Jones, all these guys that have played in Minnesota, and I'm voted #1. Yes, it is a big deal for me.
El-Amin began his basketball journey as Minneapolis North's water boy when he was in 5th grade.
North High basketball in North Minneapolis it's the gold standard of basketball. All of the great teams that North High had, from the legendary coach Tony Queen, the late great Tony Queen, Red Overton, Ricky Hicks. We can go to Brett McNeils, all the top players, I had an opportunity to see at a young age, and I wanted to be those players at that time. So having that school history and knowing the school history, it was, only right for me to dream as big as what I saw coming up.
In his 8th grade season, Minneapolis North did not have a powerhouse team. Then coach Robin Ingram told El-Amin that he would be the one to put the Polars back on the basketball map.
He was just an outstanding, athlete, even at the 3rd grade level. He was just super coordinated, quick, really quick feet, had the developed mind already. And I mean, back when, only when he's in the 3rd grade, I just knew he would have good things in basketball. I just knew he'd rise and shine. I was his Phi Ed teacher, and, one day I was, just shooting baskets on my own before the kids came to class, and he came in and said, "Coach, I'll challenge you, and, and we played a game of horse, and I took him as far out as I could, to the sideline, to shoot the ball, and I figured there's no way he could shoot it that far. And, I switched a couple, and, lo and behold, he switched a couple right behind me.
El-Amin powered the Polars to state championships in 1995 and 96, respectively, in the Sweet 16 format. In 1997, he was selected a McDonald's All-American after leading the Polars to the first Class 4A championship in the 4-class format. He was selected Minnesota's Mr. Basketball and finished his prep career with an 81-4 record while scoring 2,312 points. He is particularly remembered for his rainbow three-pointer at the Horn that gave Minneapolis North a 67-65 victory over St. Thomas Academy in the 1996 quarterfinals. He finished with 41 points, including 27 on 9 three-pointers. He rejoiced with North fans by whooping it up on press row.
Those last 5 seconds, that they went so fast, but luckily Matthew Lee missed a free throw, and we were able to corral the rebound. And we practiced that fast break every day in practice. Me coming up the middle, getting me the ball, and that time was my chance to score. When it went through the basket, I couldn't believe it at first, And once I saw, my teammates going crazy, I just wanted to get to the community so bad. I wanted to get over to the student section so bad because, like I said, I was a student of North High. I knew the history of the school. And so that shot was bigger than me, and I knew that. I want to say I'm sorry to Press Row for jumping over you like that. It wasn't planned. It was something that was just happened out of pure joy and pure adrenaline. And it was just a shot for the ages, and it lived well, and it went well for my legacy.
Khalid is the one who really put Minneapolis City Conference basketball on the map, and even to a certain extent, Minnesota basketball on the map. Who doesn't remember the St. Thomas shot? You know what I'm saying? And of course, I'll never forget the night sitting there with my son in Connecticut and Duke game, and here he is all over, miracle all over again. So, you know, when you talk about winning and somebody who's represented this city and especially Minneapolis North well, nobody's done it better than Khalid El-Amin.
El-Amin played collegiately at UConn, where he was selected the Big East Conference Rookie of the Year following the 1998 season. Also in 1998, he helped the United States to a gold medal in the Goodwill Games. After helping lead UConn to a national title in 1999, he entered the NBA draft and was selected in the second round by the Chicago Bulls. El-Amin retired from professional basketball in 2017, following a successful overseas basketball career.
For this community, I mean, he is the Mount Rushmore of high school basketball. So his legacy, and again, it goes back to what I just said. He's shown a lot of young men who've come this way since him that it's possible.